I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
So he can pin it on Toko, obviously. He wanted to defend himself by saying that he couldn't possibly be the murderer for the whole reason that he would not have access to the girl's locker room. But when she was murdered before and the tablet could have been taken away...
Huh? Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room...
Oh wait, why was she in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Oh no, the theory is still on! She is a trap! Or they are a trap, whatever.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
But then again... the card reader of... One card reader didn't work, didn't it? Main hall e-handbooks. Each student that has died in place is placed in the mailbox in the main hall. The handbooks from the main hall have been broken, which is apparently where Junko and Sayaka's handbooks both seem to still work. But the broken handbook is Leon's. However, Monokuma claims it's very unlikely that Leon's handbook would have broken. But what did happen to the handbook then?
But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
So she is a trap! Why am I saying she when... whatever.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Wait, what?
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
See, why could she really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? I mean, she could have used Leon's handbook. Oh yeah, the broken handbook. But no, Leon's
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong.
It's broken. Leon's handbook presumably is broken.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
No, it's just if you willingly give it to someone else.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Yep.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
Can't fix any handbook things when you open one. Oh, is that true?
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook,
And she didn't modify her own handbook.
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
She's a trap!
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room. Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? Still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Oh boy, I'm not prepared for that. Are we going to see a snake?
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
I mean, Monokuma would have been the one to know.
Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
I mean, how would Monokuma not know that she's a boy?
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was... Of course. Oh, don't lift up his skirt.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
She will... Yeah, but she's about to pull up that skirt.
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Yep, she's a trap! I knew it! God damn it! You want to check it
Be
again?
sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
I know where to look!
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Oh, you little perv.
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Of course.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
Well, probably not.
So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Oh boy.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her
Be
body.
sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Yep! I was right! God damn it! Oh my god.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Actually a boy!
a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
Why was I right about that? Why? I mean, initially I didn't thought about it, but as soon as that came along, but at least this time I can say I called it, even though I gave up several times about that.
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
Great for you!
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy. Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him! So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Oh my!
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
What reason would he have to change the locker room? And how would he even do it? Oh yeah, I mean there were 2 e-handbooks that he knew about too, so he would have been able to enter it easily. But to actually pin the crime on Toko, she must be in the girls' locker room. And now that is not possible anymore.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. Oh, that never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
I mean, his mind didn't cross, but me, secondary protagonist, could.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
Yep.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Really? What does incongruity even mean?
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Not really.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Oh no. He would be more concerned if he was actually the killer.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
I don't know who would be the killer if not one of those 2. I'm not sure who would be the killer.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt.
Oh god, why are you using words I don't know?
He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
True, he's too smart to do that.
At least, that's how I see it.
Yeah, he would be too smart to use that.
And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
What?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Wait, you happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it?
Are you fucking with us right now?
I mean, the only ones who are strong enough to kill someone with a dumbbell would be him, or Sakura, or the ultimate moral compass.
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
He is always on the verge of crying.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Oh, God.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
I mean, she's also a candidate, but I don't know if she's strong enough for the dumbbell.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Huh, didn't I actually suspect her to be Genocide Jack?
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Byakuya didn't do it. Then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? It's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means... the killer is a guy? Wait. Oh, right, the killer is a guy, I think?
I got it!
The crime scene was the boys' locker room. You will need a boys' handbook to get in. Leon's handbook is apparently broken. The killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. That's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Cool.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
the night of the murder, right before nighttime, she was spotted leaving the warehouse. It seems she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. She was on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not found at the crime scene. Celeste had not told anyone other than Makoto about this encounter.
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Oh, I hit! Okay. Scamming makes me think something weird is going on.
Shoot!
Ah, come on!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the... Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of...
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Yay! No! Not game over!
I'm really a little bit hasty, ain't I? There is an eyewitness account regarding Chihiro. No information about that.
Isn't there a single clue? Well, did nobody get... I'm sure if someone saw the... Perhaps someone saw the victim at some...
Yeah. All we need right...
It's over. It's all... You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, I actually fucked up several times. I will not get an A this time.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
It must be still there.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Oh, because he feels more comfortable with guys.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
But who?
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
Yeah, I mean... It can't be Mundo, can it?
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Do I? The dumbbell doesn't seem to be very much of a connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
No, I don't!
Seriously?
No, I don't!
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Who?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Wait, not the fat guy? No, that can't be it. He was way too surprised. Sorry that I called him fat, but I mean the thick boy.
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
But he's the only one who I know is on garbage duty.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
I am lost. I'm already disappointed in my score. I made way too many mistakes. I could really hold some clue about the killer. That's really hard to believe.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
On the night of the murder, like before nightfall, and blue exercise into a dark.
He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
No. Wait, what who said just now? What? Did he know something like that? Wait, what?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Oh, wait. Did she... She did not mention the color, did she? into a duffel bag. Oh, did she? Oh, I think I figured it out. But before that, oh, wait, I can't load? Why can I not load?
First of all,
What? No! Oh, fucking hell, that's not what I wanted to do. Huh?
he was
Wait.
on his way to go
I
exercise.
want to...
So
Oh, wait. Oh, I currently can't do that. Oh, well, whatever.
Why did he choose?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked...
Wait. Where is the...
It matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
What? No, the hell are you talking about? Just shut up, you little bitch.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong.
Ah, okay, so... Why? That makes no sense.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Why would it match? Why would it have to be a matching tracksuit if everyone has different color?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I'm stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color.
Well... Oh, all that. I mean, sure.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
Wait, that makes no sense! They clearly said in the cross-examination that it was blue! Didn't they just say that? Wait, I have to... Wait.
Where are you? You just...
One moment here. One moment. I checked that right now. Oh, I think I can since the recording is not... I check it. I want to check it, but for some reason it doesn't work. Yeah, since I haven't finished the recording yet. But he did mention... It was mentioned. Wait, I can just...
Oh, what you're
No,
saying
I was
is,
dumb.
the
Sorry.
killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Sorry.
No, that's wrong.
Sorry. I mean, I was confused because the evidence in the thing
Hold on a
said
second, Mondo.
blue jacket.
What did you just say?
But only I knew that it was a blue jacket. I totally missed that she didn't mention it.
Huh?
When Celeste testified a few...
Stuffing track okay, and then I assume he had it off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue
Oh, why is
tracksuit?
it Mundo? I thought they got along so great. Or could he just not bear being gay for him?
What are you? You just...
Was he so startled by it that he accidentally killed him for finding out that it's a boy?
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
Nope.
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
But because I just...
Oh man, I don't want him to be the one.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, they vanished.
no, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry?
Cherry?
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Oh, look at the curled tongue. Come on, this is really necessary?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. Just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
But why did Chihiro trust Mundo so much? It was because of the promise, right?
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
How?
But why? What made you so suspicious?
I mean, the dumbbell makes sense. He's one of the strong dudes. And Sakura. And I mean, if you think about how heavy it looks, only those two are the ones possible. And after you eliminate Sakura, who is so passionate, well, Mundo is passionate too, but... Or Mundo. But yeah, that really only left him. But I don't want it to be him.
That's a good question.
The way he talked, the way he was acting. Oh.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off.
Oh, no. The way he talked then.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Wait, what?
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude.
What?
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Wait, when did that happen?
You noticed such a tiny detail? Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I wanna have the explanation for that one.
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth.
No, I mean, we only the last few minutes were about you.
What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
That is true. And I kinda don't want it to be Mondo. But he acts weird now, so...
My time has nearly come.
Oh no.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
What?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
I'm on the ground, right? And it must belong to... It's... Chihiro?
I got it! We
Yeah.
know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall.
But how?
For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
The handbook... Wait, there's only one possible. By hitting its weak point, by exploiting a bug, by hacking it. No. I mean, hacking would make an alarm sound. So it has to have a weak
I
point.
got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
I mean, he's right.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
Wait, what? So, Mondo and... how's he called? The other guy, the ultimate moral compass. They were in the sauna for a whole night.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Haha.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna,
Ultimate moral compass or Mondo.
then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
But how did he know the weak point in the first place?
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
Wait, the notebook that was broken was not Leon's but Mundo's.
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
Yeah, so it's Mundo's handbook.
They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why.
He was in there in full clothing, so he probably didn't take it out before going into the sauna, while the ultimate moral compass actually got naked and presumably left it outside. And since it was broken, he needed a new one. So he just took Leon's instead, so nobody would find out, I guess?
And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
Aww.
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Oh, he knows! Had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. I mean, come on, I know who it is.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but the actual solid proof? I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And that is... the card reader?
Let's test.
Ah, Makoto's assertion, yeah. Wait, what are those? Yeah, was not found on her corpse and has apparently gone missing. The bull was apparently where Young Saga still were. You need to swipe your E over the card reader. You need a male student's handbook for the boys. Chihiro told anyone willing to listen that she wanted to get stronger. With her inferior about the she might strength more than anything else.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Both during the sauna show, they can just But how am I proving that? Oh! Chihiro's handbook was not found on her corpse. And has apparently gone missing. I mean, he could just use his handbook. Never show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be. Oh, Chihiro. Okay.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See?
Oh.
Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test if what he says you broke your own.
In other words, if then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
What? Oh, it's Wong?
Shoot!
Well, there must be a contradiction in there somewhere.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's also not it.
Shoot!
I am at a
Let's
loss.
test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct,
Then you broke your own.
In other words,
Let's just try the last
Well,
one.
my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Wait, that's
No,
it?
that's wrong.
Wait. I don't accept this. I really just guessed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I just guessed on it on a whim.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
Yeah, I mean, that maybe I should have said out loud. Didn't I say out loud that I think it might be Leon's and he just replaced it? So he still has a handbook on hand.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, he's just borrowing it.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, They're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, he would just need to activate his e-handbook and it should say Leon's name.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Yeah, comic book time! Act 1. No, wait. Maybe... Oh, wait. Oh. What is the second thing that happens? Second... Is it this? No, that doesn't make... Can't you even close the door like that? I'm not sure. Or maybe it's this one? I mean, this would kind of make more sense. I mean, he rolled in this, then he took off the poster. What is this? I can't quite see what this is. Looks like a sauna. Oh, why? Huh? There we go, in, and that is the girls' room, I suppose. But what is here? This is... I don't... This happens... No, that doesn't seem to be right. Yeah, this is this, and then it shows how he throws it in, I suppose? I am not... Wait, can I get help? This is kinda more tricky since it's so vague. So what about the dumb... So there's only the dumbbell left. Did I put it... No, there's more left. Oh, there we go. This is how it's actually going. Boom, there we go. This makes more sense. This makes sense. That he goes in there makes sense. Oh wait, he's already standing at the door with the thing. Wait, am I reading this thing from the wrong side on? Wait, what is this though? I can't quite discern what this is. But yeah, this is how the blood splatter came on it. Or got on it. Oh, fly. Maybe I shouldn't have reloaded and actually get a fair grade, but... I have the feeling that this could be just the motion of... But this is not... No, that doesn't look right. I am not sure. Can I save? No, of course not. I don't know where I'm wrong. This is making sense. This is making sense. And Tia puts over, gets in, sees him. He's staying there. But why would he lift before he does that? This is one of the things that don't make sense to me. This would be kind of the motion to quickly close the door, but the doors are not doorknobs, so this is how the blood splatter came onto that. I still don't know what I would... I still don't know what I put here. This is one whole blank thing where I don't really know what I would put there. I mean, this is pretty clear and cut. This is clear and cut. This is clear and cut. This is kind of clear and cut. Why is there even a time limit for this if you can just reload? It's just for the grading in the end. Still. I mean, in from the girls' locker room, I suppose. I don't know where I'm supposed to... I don't know. Oh, come on. Why does this seem so hard? This one's pretty clear. This one's pretty clear. The only one that doesn't seem to be very clear. This right or not? Those two don't make sense. I mean, he rolls up this. He takes off the poster. I don't know. Let's just try
The
it.
killer is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple. because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Oh, okay.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Oh, I didn't lower my wizarding ring. Ah, this one's wrong. Well, I guess the dumbbell, I suppose.
The killer is you! Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the... Then, removing the blood...
What? I don't know what to put there.
The killer is
I just have
you!
to try out.
Which then...
Nope, that's not it either. Well, at least we will now probably find out what happens if I lose all my lives. How about this one? This can't be it, can it?
Here's exactly what happened. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, then removing the bloody poster.
Nope, that is wrong as well. Yeah, it wouldn't have made much sense, would it? So the poster is white, but what is the second one? I just don't... I can't say which one's... Oh, maybe this has to be here? Maybe like this?
Here's exactly what happened. Which is why the kill then...
Okay.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Oh, that's right, okay.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
But why? Why would he have whisked?
So, after stumbling on the crime scene,
I wonder why he would have whisked to die just for this prank of his.
he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Yeah.